Hello, my dear student friends. Welcome back to our channel. In this session, we are going to design a 3.5 digit digital voltmeter. Okay, so we are going to design and test calibration of 3.5 digit digital voltmeter using dual slope ADC IC 7107. Okay, so the aim of this experiment is to design, test, and calibration of 3.5 digit digital voltmeter. 3.5 digit digital voltmeters. First question is, why this is 3.5 digit? Why it is called 3.5 digit? If the 3-bit ADC counts from 00 to 9999. Similarly, 4-digit count. Okay, the 4-digit DVM we having 0000 to 999. So whereas this 3.5 digit is having the count start from 00 to 1999. So the total counts is 2000 counts. Okay, 2000 counts. Total counts of the 3.5 digit DVM digital voltmeter is 2000 counts. So you see here, first 3 bits, full bits. So 3 bits. The last bit is either 1 or blank. Okay, either 1 or blank. Okay, not 0. Okay, so in the fourth segment, only either the maximum display is 1 or blank. That's why it is called off digit. Understand? So actually a 3.5 digit digital voltmeter. Normally, a digital voltmeter is a digital instrument. Okay, what are the components required to build a DVM? Okay, so basically we give analog input. So analog input to measure the analog input. So Vin is the input. So the analog input is converted into ADC. So ADC, normally in the measurement application, only dual slope ADC is normally used in the industries. Okay. So because of its novel advantage, I will explain why. So you can also watch our video of dual slope ADC. Okay. So I already placed it. Okay. So you just watch the dual slope ADC operation. Okay. So the dual slope ADC is very slowest ADC among all the ADCs. Fastest ADC is flash type. Because of its hardware complexity, we can't able to use. Okay. So even though the dual slope ADC is very slow, the dual slope ADC is mainly used in the industrial measurement and display, okay, measurement applications. All the digital multimeters, all the digital panel meters, everything is equipped with this dual slope ADC, because this ADC is immune to power supply hum. Power supply hum means 50 hertz noise. 50 hertz noise. In abroad, 60 hertz noise. So the noise arises from the power supply source, say tube light, machines, everything. There in the industrial environment, the cables and the wires are crossing in and around the floor. So if you use dual slope ADC, it will simply suppress the power supply noise. So in the digital instrument, basic element is ADC. Here we are going to use only dual slope ADC. Right? After the ADC, the digital signal is connected to a counter. Okay, so ADC, counter, and latch, counter and latch. So latch, what for latch? So the latch hold the counts during the positive integration. Okay, then during the negative integration, it releases the total counts. So latch, we are using latch. So after latch, there is a decoder. Okay, decoder. Then display driver. So display driver. So this is the display. Okay. Display. Mostly decoder come display driver. Okay. Display driver ICs along with the single IC. Decoder come display driver. Okay. Display driver. Okay. So display here, display is using 7 segment. Okay. 7 segment LED. So in this IC, we are going to use, there are 4 7 segment LEDs. 4 7 segment LEDs. So this is 7 segment LEDs. So in some 2 decades back, if you want to design a digital voltmeter, we have to purchase the ADC IC, then counter IC, latch IC, decoder driver, display driver IC, then 7 segment display separately. But nowadays, this the advancement in the IC technology, the ICL 7107 is nothing but a ADC along with the decoder driver. So this blocks comes inside the. So the 7107 consists of ADC, dual slope ADC, and counter, latch, decoder, and display driver. Only thing we have to connect the design components externally. Design components externally. You see, what are the design components? So the IC 7107, IC 7107. So this is IC 7107. So this is the display, 7 segment display. This IC number is PDS R5150. So the R refers the color, okay, color of the 7 segment. We are using red or green or orange, yellow. There are different colors available in the market. Let us see the overall block diagram of this 3.5 digital voltmeter functional block diagram using dual slope ADC. After this, it is connected to, this is a counter. Counter is connected to latch. Latch. Then after this latch, decoder. So decoder, come display driver. Decoder come display driver. Then after this, the 7 segment LED. After this, the 7 segment LED. Understand? Okay. So in this 7107 IC, input section is here. So this is input. So remaining everything is up to this decoder driver. The entire we have to give. This is input, analog input. This is the reference voltage section. So reference section. So this is integrated section. Integrated section. Okay. So then latch, integrator section. So everything. So the 7107 is chip is integrated inside. So the 7107 is a low power CMOS IC. Okay, its power is plus or minus 5 volt. See, we have to design the external components. Okay, so this is oscillator section. Integrated section, auto zero detector, auto zero. So let's see, up to this is integrated inside the 7107 IC, 7107 IC. Let's see what are all the various sections in the 7107. Okay, so in 7107 display, 7-segment display. So power supply +5 plus or minus 5 volt. Okay, input, it has 2 ranges of input. So input full scale, V in full scale. Okay, there are 200 millivolt or 2 volt. We can give maximum of 2 volt or 200 millivolt. Then integrator section, we have to design R int, C int. Oscillator section, we have to design R oscillator, C oscillator. So this is RC oscillator. You can also give crystal oscillator. Okay. Similarly, you can also give crystal oscillator or external RC oscillator. We will see one by one. In the reference section, for 200 millivolt full scale, we have to design 100 millivolt. For 200 millivolt design, we have to give 100 millivolt in the reference voltage. Similarly, for 2 volt full scale, we have to give 1 volt as a reference input. So display is, we need 4 7-segment display. So these are all the various sections. Okay, let's design each stage one by one. Okay, before that, let's see the various sections inside the IC. So there it is a 40-pin CMOS IC. See, this is the 40-pin IC 7107. The 7107 is 7-segment LED display. Okay, whereas 7106 is LCD display. All multimeters are having this 7106 configuration. Most of the configurations are same, except some modifications. So 7106, this is BP, whereas for 7107, the pin number is ground, right? So see, these are all the various sections. Let's see. So this is display section. Display. So from 1 is power supply, from 2 to 20. So entire thing is for display section. For display section. Then the pin number 21. 21 is ground. Okay. 21 is ground. 22 to 25. So this is also display. Display section. Okay. Then 38, 39, 40. 38, 39, 40. This is oscillator section. Okay. Then 35 and 36. This is reference voltage section. Reference section. Reference voltage section. Voltage section. 30 and 31. This is input section. 30 and 31. This is input section. The 26, pin number 26 is minus 5 volt power supply. Pin number 1 is plus 5 volt supply. Then 27 is integrated cap section. These three, 27, 28, 29. This is integrated section. Integrated section. Integrated section. So pin number 27 is integrated capacitor. This is a resistor, integrated resistor. 29 is auto zero capacitor. Then you see this is common reference capacitor. Okay, C reference. Common reference capacitor. So this 32 is common. We have to give common ground here. Okay, common ground. So these are all the various sections in the IC, in the 7107 IC. Let's see how we can give the connections. So insert this IC in the breadboard. Okay, in the breadboard. So you just give connection like this. Okay, so in the breadboard, the top section is common. Here we can give 5 volt, plus 5 volt. So the plus 5 volt for all 7 segment display, the top, there are 10, it is actually these 7 segment displays are TDS. So TDS, pin number TDS, say red or 5150. This is common anode. Similarly, TDS or 5160. So this is common cathode. There are 2 types of 7 segment display, common anode, common cathode. Right? So here we are using common anode. So it is a 10 pin IC. So 10 pin IC. Top 5 pin are there. Top 5 pin. Similarly, bottom 5 pin. So the center, top and bottoms are common. So that is connected to plus 5 volt. So you see the segment here. The top is VCC and the bottom also VCC. Both are interconnected. Okay. So either we can energize from top or bottom. For our convenience, we energize these 7 segment display at the middle, the top middle. So just jumper, you view the jumper, the wire jumper here. It is in the plus 5 volt. Same plus 5 volt is derived to pin number 1 connection. Understand? So in this IC, in this top, the middle pin is power supply. Here is A. This is A1. This is B1. This pin is dot decimal pin. This is for decimal. So dot. So this is decimal. Okay. So this is A, B. So here this pin is C. This is power. This is D. This is E. F is here. G is here. Okay. Same 7 segment labels here. So here is A, B, C, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, F, G. So this is the identification F, G. Right? Okay. So here what we can give is, so this first ones bit, this is this 1 cell segment, this is tens, this is hundreds, this is thousands. So first 7 segment LEDs represented by A1, B1, C1, D1, E1, F1, G1. Similarly, this 7 segment display is designated as A2, B2, C2, D2, E2, F2, G2. So similarly for this third one is A3, B3, C3, E3, F3, G3. So for us here, we have to illuminate only these 2 segments. Actually, these 2 are B and C. So I made a mistake here. So don't give A. just you connect B and C. Okay, B and C to pin number 19. So to eliminate this 1. So the last bit is 1. Either 1 or blank. That's why it is called 3.5 digit. So here minus. So if we interchange the input connection, we will get minus. Okay. So how to give connection? How to remember this connection very easily? Understand or not? So you just follow me. Very easy method. Give pin number 1 plus 5 volt. So pin number 2. Where you have to connect pin number 2? I will tell you a shortcut method to remember. Just follow. So you start with the D1. So the pin number 2 one is D1, C1, B1. This is A1. Okay, A1. Then next F1, G1, E1. Okay, F1, G1, E1. So 8 pins, 7 segment. Okay, understand? So you connect D1, pin number 2 to D1. This is D1 connected to 2. This C connected to 3. C1 is 3. Understand? So similarly, you start from D1, C1, B1, A1, F1, G1, E1. Okay. Now, just you repeat the same thing here. We have to skip one digit, right? Right. So 9 is D2, C2, B2, A2, D2, C2, B2, A2, then F2, okay, F2, then E2. We are going to skip here E2. Pin number 14 is F2, right? Sorry, D2, C2, B2, then A2. 12 is A2. Then 13 is F2. 14 is E2, right? We are skipping here. You see here, we are skipping G2. So what we skipped here, you just write here. Okay. So we are going to write here as G2. We skipped G2 here. Then we have to skip alternative decimals. Okay. Alternative decimals. We start with D3. Okay. D3. So D3 we are skipping C3. So 15 is D3. Okay. Then we are skipping C, this C, right? So C3. You write here C3. What is the next? B3. B3, right? D3, B3. Then skip A3. D3, B3, then F3, right? F3. So we are skipping A3 here, right? What we skip? A3, right? So C3, we are skipping A3. So B3, we skipped A3. So what is next? F3, right? F3. 17 is F3. Understand? F3. Then we are skipping again G3 here. G3. So yeah, E3. 18 is E3. Understand or not? D1, C1, B1, A1, F1, G1, E1. This is 7 segment. In the next bit, what we do, we repeat everything. We skip this G2 in the second segment. Okay. In third segment, we skip alternative segments. So D3, we skip C3. We placed here, right here. Then we skip A3, C3 here and C3, and skipped A3 and skipped G3, right? So everything is we placed here, right? So F3, A3, then this is over. Then 19 is BC. Okay, BC4. So this is BC4, fourth segment, BC4. Then 20th is polarity. So this is polarity. This is polarity. So polarity means G4. Okay, just G4. G4. Polarity is G4. So we have to write this like this. Okay, we have to follow like this. So polarity is G4. Understand? So this is easily connected by wires in the breadboards, right? So take a 7 segment display and connect like this. So what we skipped in this display, top display section 1 to 19, no? So that is written here. I simply write here. So just you follow here. 24 is C3. So this 24 is C3. 25 is G2. So this G2 is in 25. This C3 is 24. This A3 is 23. The G3 is 22. 21 is ground. 21 is ground. So we connect from here to there. All that. This is simple connection between display and the IC. So we almost we covered up to pin number 25. So 26 is -5. So pin number 26 is -5. Understand or not? Then 27, 28, 29 is integrated section. Okay, what is here? So integrating capacitor. So we are having integrating capacitor. 28 is integrating resistor. 29 is auto zero capacitor. Okay, then this is integrator section. What is this? C integrator. This is this 23 is R integrator. This is C integrator. This is C auto zero capacitor. So C auto zero capacitor. So 30 is negative input low terminal. 31 is input high terminal. So we have to give connection like this. So the input impedance of this 7107 is 100 megohm input, very high input impedance. So it consumes very less amount of current. So very good CMOS IC. This is very much useful in industrial measurements, especially in the panel meters, right? So this is say this is input capacitor. This is a filter. So this is V in low, that is negative terminal. This is V in high. So we can give either 200 millivolt or 2 volt input here for the measurement. Okay. So these two are over. This 32 is a common terminal. 32 is a common. 32 and 33 and 34 is a reference capacitor. 33 and 34 reference capacitor. C reference. 32 is a common terminal. So 35 is reference input. So this is reference low minus. This is reference high input. High. Okay. 37 is a test pin. No need to connect them. No, don't worry about 37. 38, 39, 40 are oscillators. Okay. This is the oscillator section. Understand or not? So here 35 is a reference section. Just to try to understand, when V input full scale is 2 volt. When we give 2 volt full scale, the display become 1, 9, 9. So the display count, okay, display count equal to 1999. Reference voltage is reference equal to 1 volt. So we have to give 1 volt here. So that 1 volt we can derive from the 5 volt supply available here. Okay, from this we can derive. From this we can derive 1 volt. How that we will decide in the design section. So this is a variable resistor, then a fixed resistor, and connect to plus 5 volt. So you see this is plus 5 volt. Plus 5 volt. Understand? So from this variable part, potentiometer, we are giving to the 36. This is the reference high section. Okay, 37 is test pin. 38 and 39, 40. 38, 39, 40. Okay. 38, 39, 40. So the 38 is oscillator section. So oscillator capacitor here, oscillating capacitor. 39 is a oscillating resistor. So this is R oscillator. This is C oscillator. This is C oscillator. R oscillator and C oscillator here. So this is the various component we have to design in this IC, particularly in this IC. Understand? So first we see what are the various sections here. Integrator section, how to design. Design of integrator. Integrator. Okay. So the R-int, the formula for R-int, integrating resistor, R-int equal to V in full scale. V in full scale voltage. Full scale voltage divided by simply Ohm's law, I-int. I-int. So the integrating current. Integrating current. So the integrating current in this IC is given by the manufacturer. So I-int is 7107 4 microampere. 4 microampere. Similarly, C-int. C-int equal to, this is the design into I-int divided by integrator swing. Okay, integrator swing. Integrator swing into F oscillator. Okay, so the integrator swing is the full scale input range. Okay, just 200 or 2 millivolt or 200. So there are two V in full scale. V in full scale equal to either 2 volt or 200 millivolt. So we have to separately design. So what is the 2 volt and 200 volt design? Understand? So then here the oscillator, the design of R-int. Suppose if V in full scale, V in full scale equal to 2 volt. V in scale 2 volt. So design for V in scale of 2 volt. So 2 volt. So what is R-int? So R-int equal to 2 volt divided by 4 microampere. So this will give around 500 kilo ohm. Am I right? 500 kilo ohm. So we are not having a 500 kilo ohm standard. So what we are going to take? So R-int we can design as R-int. We can have it as 470 kilo ohm. This is the standard. So we can use 470 for first let us design for 2 volt, then we design for 200 millivolt. Very simple difference, right? Then auto zero capacitor. Okay, so this is sorry C inter. We see C inter. We can design. We can design the C int value as 0.22 microfarad. 0.22 microfarad. Then C auto zero for 2 volt full scale 0.047 microfarad. Okay, so 0.047 microfarad. Then oscillator section, design of oscillator. Okay, so why we consider this auto zero capacitor 0.47 to avoid the high voltage? No, so for auto zero capacitor for 2 volt is 0.047. Okay, whereas for 200 millivolt it is 0.47. So since voltage this is for 200 millivolt. Okay, auto zero capacitor. Then oscillator design, oscillator section. So what is the major advantage of dual slope ADC? Last class also we discussed. What is the major advantage? The noise immunity, power supply noise, 50 Hertz noise or 60 Hertz noise. So 50 Hertz noise, how to avoid 50 Hertz noise? By designing the time period is T1 and T2, integral multiples of oscillator frequency, oscillator time period. Okay, so similarly T2 in the section, so N2 integral multiples of the frequency, oscillator frequency. That's why it rejects the 50 Hertz noise. So oscillator section, oscillator section. We have to design R oscillator and C oscillator. So normally the oscillator's frequency is the formula for oscillator, RC oscillator is 0.45 divided by R oscillator into C oscillator. This is the approximate expression for F oscillator, right? F oscillator. So we have to choose the F oscillator equal to say greater than 50 kilohertz, right? 50 kilohertz for 50 hertz noise, right? 50 kilohertz. So if we have the 50 kilohertz oscillator frequency, then R oscillator will be greater than 50 kilo ohm. C oscillator should be greater than 50 picofarad. 50 picofarad. So what we decided to consider R oscillator equal to 100 picofarad, R oscillator equal to 100 kilo ohm. So since it should be greater than 50 kilo ohm, so I consider 100 kilo ohm. C oscillator equal to 100 picofarad. So this is the design value for oscillator section in this oscillator section, C oscillator and R oscillator. So integrating capacitor 0.22 microfarad. This is integrating resistor is of 470. So 470 R integrator equal to 470 kilo ohm. Okay, 470 kilo ohm. So auto zero capacitor 0.047 microfarad. So the input filter, this is, you can have it in mega ohm. This will be 0.01 microfarad. 0.01 microfarad filter capacity. This will be a low pass filter in the input connection. Understand? So next is oscillator section over. Next is reference section. Okay, reference section. So in the reference section, the reference capacity is the reference section. The reference capacitor is 0.1 for use 1 microfarad for high input resistance reference common mode voltage or 2 volt full scale range for 2 volt full scale range. Use 0.1 microfarad low input reference common mode voltage. So this could be the C reference could be 0.1 microfarad. 0.1 microfarad. Understand? 0.1 microfarad. So in the let us see in the oscillator section. In this oscillator section, you can, in this design, I consider RC oscillator. This is external RC oscillator. You can also have, you can give a clock frequency from the function generator. We can directly give function generator here. Okay. So this is a function generator. We can give function generator in the pin number 38 with 50 kilohertz. Okay, 50 kilohertz frequency. Or we can give a crystal oscillator of 50 kilohertz across 39 and 40. So this is a crystal oscillator. So instead of RC component, we can have different clock frequency connection here. So either 50 kilohertz through function generator, we can give at 38, or between 38 and 39, we can connect the crystal oscillator. Okay, crystal. So crystal oscillator. So you see the crystal oscillator connection is like this. So this is the crystal oscillator with the 50 kilohertz frequency. Understand? So then so what is the purpose of selecting the reference capacitor? This is at least we have to give 0.1 microfarad reference capacitor. So C reference should be at least 0.1 microfarad. We already connected. Then integrating capacitor, the clock frequency of 48 kilohertz should use in the formula. So C integrator, the swing, this is 48 kilohertz. For 48 kilohertz, this is 4 microampere. Okay, so 4000 into this will be achieving 0.22 microfarad. 0.22 microfarad here. Okay, understand or not? So everything is connected. Then what is the calibration procedure? Okay, so we designed the components and we placed the components. C integrator, R integrator, C oscillator, then this C, say C1, the C reference 0.1. Next is right, the input section. So here input you consider this is R1 pot, R2 is a fixed resistor. R2 is a fixed resistor. V reference design. For 2 volt full scale, V reference should be 1 volt. So from 5 volt, we consider 1 R2, the variable part. So this is pin number 35. Pin number 35, and V in high is so 35. Pin number 36. So this is variable part. So V variable part. So we take connection from 5 volt full scale. So 5 volt power supply. We have to give 1 volt across 35 and 36. Understand? So 35 and 36. So V reference should be 1 volt. So we take the drop across R1 part. So R1 part. So the drop across R1 part should maybe we can have either 1.5 volt or 2 volt. Okay. So depend on our convenience we can consider. So voltage across R1 I consider as 1.5 volt. So the drop across VR1 is 1.5 volt. So what is the formula? So VR1 equal to total voltage of 5 volt into R1 divided by R1 plus R2. So VR1 I consider as 1.5 volt, 5 volt into R1. Okay, R1. So R1 divided by R1 plus R2. Cross multiply, what we get, say 1.5 R1 plus 1.5 R2 equal to 5 R1. So 1.5 R2 equal to 3.5 R1. So what we get? R2 equal to, R1 equal to, we have like this, R1 equal to 3.5 divided by 1.5, R2 equal to 3.5 divided by 1.5 R1. So what we get? So choosing R1, if we choose R1 equal to say 10K pot. Okay, so choose, let R1 equal to 10K pot. 10K pot. So R2 equal to how much? So 35 divided by 1.5. So this is 3 times. This is 7 times. 7 by 3. How much? R2 equal to 2 times remaining 1, 2.33. Okay, so 2.2K we can have R2 equal to 2.2K. 2.2K. We can take R1 equal to, for 2 volt full scale, this is 2.2K. This will be 10K. 10K pot. 10 kilo ohm pot. Understand? So this is the design of reference section, right? Reference section. So also one more thing, in this pin 32 is common. So 32 is common pin. So the 30 is negative V in. So you just make a jumper between 30, 32 and 35. 35 is reference input. So you have this. This should be very important. Don't forget to give jumper connection between 30, 32 and 35. So this is very, very important. Don't forget to give this connection. Okay. So once we give all the components, connect all the components. Okay. So what we have to do? We have to. This is for 2 volt full scale. Similarly, for 200 V in full scale is 200 millivolt. Okay. So what is R int? R int equal to V int 200 millivolt divided by I int 4 microampere. So we will be getting around 50 kilo ohm. So we consider 47K. C int is same. C int is 0.22 microfarad. C auto 0. Since the input is very low, we have to give high value of capacitor 0.47 microfarad. For 2 volt full scale, it is 0.047 microfarad, right? R int, C int. The R oscillator, C oscillator is also common. So 100 kilo ohm, C oscillator 100 picofarad. These are all common. C reference, that also same, 0.1 microfarad. Design of R1 and R2 plus 5 volt. This is pin number 35. So pin number 36 is connected to the pot, R1 pot. R1 pot. This is R2. So we have to make a drop here. So what is the V reference? V reference should be 100 millivolt. So we have to drop across R1 should be say approximately 200 millivolt. Okay. So how to design? How to design the 200 millivolt? So in that case, you just VR1, voltage across R1 equal to, consider say 200 millivolt, drop, maximum drop. From the drop, we can adjust the pot to get 100 millivolt, right? So that is the procedure. So VR1 equal to, so 200 millivolt equal to 5 into R1 divided by R1 plus R2. So if we cross multiply 200, or simply take 0.2 R1 plus 0.2 R2 equal to 5 R1. So if you bring that, so 0.2 R2 equal to 5 minus 4.8 R1. So R2 equal to 4.8 divided by 0.2 into R1. So if you choose R1 equal to 1K, okay, R1, if you let R1 equal to 1K pot. So what do you get? So multiply both 48 by 2, 24K. Okay, R2 become 24 kilovolt. Understand or not? So in this circuit, R2 equal to 24K, R1 equal to 1K pot. So this is design component for 200 millivolt. Okay. So input, full scale, everything is same except the R int. Okay, R int and the auto zero capacitor vary. Then the R1, R2 value in the reference section will vary. So these two design only vary in the design of digital voltmeter. Understand or not? So now, after giving all the components to the IC, the connections are given. How to calibrate? Okay, calibrate now this device. Okay, calibration. So how to calibrate? So calibration. So calibration of this digital voltmeter using a voltage calibrator. Okay, so voltage, using voltage calibrator. So you see, this is the connections given. So this is a voltage calibrator. So voltage and current calibrator. So we can give accurate voltage source through this calibrator. So this is the connections, the entire connections given here. You see, this is 7107 IC, 7107 IC. This is 10K multi-turn pot for reference input application. So the various components, all the components are given. You see how I wired the connections. Okay, you see, this is this type of connection you should give in the breadboard. Okay, so wires are connected. So this is this is either -1 or 1 or blank. So this is the fourth digit. So you see here, carefully see here, I applied 1 volt, so I got 1.08. Okay. So what is the calibration procedure here? Supply I gave is +5. So this is +5. This is -5. This is ground, common ground. Okay. So in this connection, I connected +5. Okay. So in pin number 21, grounded. So the grounded. This is pin number. Then pin number 26. This -5 volt. -5 volt. This is ground. So after making this connection, what is the calibration procedure? Steps. Steps. Okay. Very simple step. Apply 0 volt from this calibrator. 0.00, 0.0000 volt. So 0 volt from this calibrator. Okay. So check the display. Check the display. So apply input is V input is input equal to 0 volt. Check the display. Display should be 0, 0, 0. Okay. The display, whatever display available in the 7 segment are nothing but counts. All are counts. Understand or not? Those say this means the 1.082. What we give? We designed this for V in full scale. V in full scale equal to 2 volt. So the maximum count I got is 1999. Okay, so I make this 199 count into the meaningful value of 2 volt. So that I have to make decimal at the fourth segment, fourth 7 segment. So how to eliminate this segment? Just from this connection, and the fourth one dot segment is here. The dot terminal is connected and made ground through say 330 ohm resistor. So then automatically this LED will glow. Suppose if you want illuminate this segment, you connect take 330 ohm resistor and ground it. So if actually because these 7 segments are common anode, 5 volt already illuminated this side. So if we give ground, if we ground it, that particular dot segment will illuminate. Understand or not? So first give 0 volt. Check the display. The display should be 0.000. Otherwise, adjust this part. So this part you blindly adjust until you get 00 in the display. This is the procedure to calibrate. So adjust the part until you get 00 in the display. Then you apply 2 volt from the source, calibrator source. Check whether you get 1.99 or not. So then you adjust this input voltage until you get 199. So repeatedly you do 2 to 3 times. Automatically it settles from 000 to 1.9999. Okay. So since we make this decimal as illumination, it is read as 1.0. Now the display shows 1.082 volts. 1.082 volts. Actually, we applied only 1 volt here, but the display gives 1.082 volts. That is the error of 0.08. So first stage is calibration is apply V in equal to 0 volt. Okay. So adjust the part R1 until we get 0.00 in the display, right? Similarly, we next stage is give 2 volt, adjust the part until we get 1.999. So similarly do 2 to 3 times. Then the important calibration point is, this is zero adjustment, this is span adjustment. Next, linearity check. So Vin equal to 1 volt, middle value. Check the display. So display should give 1000. So this is the display, all are counts. If make a decimal in the display here, it read as 1.00 volt. 1.00 volt. Understand that now? So this is the calibration procedure for the 2 volt full scale gauge. Similarly, 200 millivolt full scale, we have to do the design. In 200 millivolt, you just see here. Suppose the design of this. So this is the input section. This is input. If the design of this 7-segment display is for 200 millivolt, what is the counts? Total counts 1999 only. In that case, where we have to make decimal in the second 7-segment. So 199.9. So calibration for Vin full scale 200 millivolt. Apply Vin. First apply Vin equal to 0 volt. See the display. Display will be 0.00.0. Sorry, this 0 never shows. 0.0, right? Then apply Vin equal to full value, full scale value 200 millivolt. So the maximum count is 99. So that this decimal we make the LED dot decimal in the second 7-segment. So it read as 199.9 volts. Understand? So this is volts. Then apply Vin equal to 100 millivolt. See the display. It should show 0.0 volts. So this is the simple design of 3.5 digit digital voltmeter. Okay. Let's see the passive attenuator circuit for digital voltmeter, 3.5 digit digital voltmeter. I see, say 7107. This is all 7-segment display. One. Okay. So in this pin number 30 is input low. Pin number 31 is Vin high, Vin plus, Vin minus. So this terminal can be connected here. So the common connection can be connected here. Okay, in the input section, Vin minus. So this is Vin minus. So these are all display connections. So this side is display. This is the input section. Say I designed this IC with the Vin full scale of 2 volt. So if we give 2 volt across here, I get 1999. So I make a decimal point here. So it become 1999, right? So how to design? Suppose this IC can able to measure the maximum of 2 volt, either 2 volt or 200 millivolt. So when we have 2 volt here, so the count is 1999 count. So meaningfully we can put the decimal here. So it becomes 1.9999 volt. Okay. So what is the resolution of this? 0.001. Okay, 0.001 is the resolution for this display. 0.001 volt resolution. Okay, so how to design this attenuator circuit. Let us have this R1 is 900 megohm. This is 90 megohm. This is 9 megohm. This is 1 megohm. Suppose I am going to measure 200 volt input. So I want to measure 200 volt input. So what is the voltage available here? Here is 200 volt. So the stud connection should be here. But we may not be able to measure 200 volt directly here. This IC will burn. So we can able to give only 2 volt. So how to measure 200 volt using this attenuator circuit? This is simple attenuator circuit. You see, what is the current for 200 volt? What is the current flowing through this? Let us calculate I. So what is I? Total voltage divided by the total resistance. What will be the total resistance here? 990, then 9, okay, 999, 1000 megohm. So current equal to 200 volt divided by 1000 megohm. So megohm. So 0 cancel. So 2 divided by 10. So 0.2 microampere. So the current flowing through this will be 0.2 microampere. Now let us find what will be the drop across this 1 megohm. Okay. Or what is the drop across here? So here will be 200 volt. At this point, say P1 point is 200 volt. P2, what is the P2 point? What will be the P2 value? So you just calculate the total impedance here. So 90, 99, 100. So 200 divided by 100 into 0.2 microampere. So drop P2, VP2 will be 0.2 micro into 100 megohm. So micro cancel. So 0.2 into 100. So we will be getting 20 volt here. P2 will be 20 volt. 20 volt, right? So what will be the potential at P3 at this point? So just P3, you calculate the impedance here, 10 megohm. So definitely we will be getting 2 volt here. Here 0.2 volt. Here 0.02 volt. So for 2 volt full scale of the 7107, we have to connect this variable terminal at P3. This is the selector switch we can purchase. Okay. So you connect it because at P3 the drop will be 2 volt. Suppose if I consider 200 millivolt full scale, see if the design is V in full scale design is 200 millivolt. So if we say for 2 volt full scale, if I connect here, so the total counts will be 1999 will be coming for 200 volt. For 200 volt. So where we have to make decimal point, we have to make the decimal point here because the actual input is 200 volt. The total counts displayed here will be 1999. So we have to make a meaningful output. The decimal should not be here. You have to connect 330 ohm and ground it in the second 7 segment, 330 ohm. Okay. So now the resolution will be 0.1 volt because 199.9. So 0.1, the resolution will be 0.1 volt. Understand? This is for 2 volt. If I consider for Vin of 200 millivolt, so where we have to connect? We have to connect the decimal point here. Sorry, the stud variable point here because 0.2 volt. Here P4, we have to connect at P4. Understand? So now the input design is 200 millivolt. So when 200 millivolt, the total count is 1999. So what is the actual voltage here? So 200. So where will be the decimal? The same 199.9 because whatever may be the input. Suppose if the input is 20 volt, 20 volt. So where we have to connect? So P1 will be 20 volt, P2 will be 2 volt, P3 will be 0.2 volt, 200 millivolt. So based on the design value of this 7107 IC, you can connect the attenuator positions, okay, depending on our requirement. So this is the simple passive attenuator circuit for 3.5 digit digital voltmeter. Understand? Thank you very much. Please subscribe our channel.